rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. He told him holler back with the suede Pumas, dollar green. Nah, I mean, heat it up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
Before you get on me, I know I'm supposed to be streaming. I said I was going to be streaming all of my reaction videos from now on. We're going to have to make an exception because I had a project to do. Look at this. Look at this bad boy. Oh my gosh. It's the first gaming chair I've ever owned, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I used to be a hater, but now that I'm actually sitting in one, I understand the hype. Anyway, it's time to nerd out a little bit, okay? If y'all didn't see, like a couple weeks ago, there were like certain mangakas that like animated Rurouni Kenshin in their own art style, like Oda and all of them, in celebration of like the anniversary of the manga, right? But everybody was kind of like clowning on everyone who animated Rurouni Kenshin, and I was like, damn, why does everybody hate this guy? So now I found a video from 2 years ago saying how the author that sold over 72 million copies ruined his legacy. This is gonna be all new information to me. I don't know nothing. I just know that everybody who drew a portrait of Rurouni Kenshin for the manga's anniversary got absolutely clowned on. So we're gonna see what they talking about, bro.
The list out of the best series to release in Shonen Jump or just in the shonen demographic period, I would talk about Rurouni Kenshin. It's easily one of my favorite series of all time, an amazing story with amazing antagonists such as Shishio Makoto, great side characters, and one of the best main characters ever in Kenshin himself. It's an amazing story of how this character goes through trials and tribulations and tries to move on from his past. Someone who's found a peaceful way of living, but is sort of tempted to enter violence. Something that has recently become very popular with the character of Thorfinn, although that is done in a very different direction.
You know, it's crazy. I haven't finished Vinland Saga, but I was hooked. I don't know. Like, when I get close to finishing an anime, bro, I struggle to watch the last couple of episodes because I don't want it to be over.
The author of that series has sold over 72 million copies as was reported in 2019, but yet that's not entirely what he's remembered for. Rurouni Kenshin is one of the most influential series of the 90s regarding shonen. It was written by Nobuhiro Watsuki, or real name Nobuhiro Nishiwaki, and was published from 1994 to 1999. The series, reported in 2019, has sold over 72 million copies. It is without doubt one of the defining series of the 90s, with an incredible story, incredible characters, and in my opinion, one of the best endings I've read within a manga, especially the...
Ooh, I gotta finish this. Oopsies. I gotta finish this, bro. I gotta finish this, man.
Come out of Shonen Jump. But on top of being massively successful as a series, it would be the series that it would go on to inspire and have a direct tie to that would be just as large as the series itself. It would be one of the main inspirations for Gintama, one of the most iconic shonen series.
I still haven't watched this. I've been recommended Gintama so much, bro. I haven't watched it.
To ever be released, but on top of all of that, it would be the person that Watsuki would take in, mentor, and have work for him as an assistant. And that would be Eiichiro Oda, who helped work on Rurouni
Oh my gosh, bro. Oda, no.
Kenshin at the age of 19. What more could someone really ask for? In an industry that is as grueling and demanding as the manga one, to have a breakout and successful series, and go on to mentor the individual who would have the by far best-selling manga of all time.
This is crazy, bro. I didn't know this.
You've pretty much made it.
Yeah.
On top of all of that, there would later be released Rurouni Kenshin.
I met Kanye West, I'm never going to fail.
Films, the first one itself bringing in over $60 million worldwide, while Watsuki himself sits at a net worth of around $5 million. And while although in net worth he's outclassed by the likes of Togashi, Akira Toriyama, Isayama, Kishimoto, and
oh my gosh, rest in peace, Toriyama.
Oda himself, based off of the net worths that we've been able to track, the author of Rurouni Kenshin would actually land near the top 10 highest net worth for mangaka all time. In terms of legacy, he's pretty much set, and in terms of financial status, he's also incredible set for his entire life.
I knew it was popular. I didn't know Rurouni Kenshin was this popular.
However, there would be heartbreaking news that would be revealed in the year 2017 regarding Watsuki. It would turn out that there was an investigation done, and he was found in possession of over 100 CDs containing CP. Now, I
What? 100 CDs?
am someone who completely believes in innocent
That included footage of naked girls in their early teens at his office in Tokyo, and he kept them in the office? I like girls in the higher grades of elementary school to second grade of junior high. Holy shit. 100 CDs? Yo, this is insane, bro.
until proven guilty. But these are not allegations. These were crimes that Watsuki himself pleaded guilty towards, admitting his interest and his liking towards very young girls. In his confession, he said, quote, he liked girls in late elementary school to around second year of middle school.
Holy shit. Somebody needs to cosplay as Rurouni Kenshin and just chop this nigga's head off, bro. That's crazy. 100 CDs? Like, gang, that's insane. You kept them at your office? 100 CDs. Holy shit, bro.
End quote. Now, the punishment for this in Japan is a year of prison and
a year? For 100 CDs of CP, he got a year in prison?
fine of $10,000 USD. However, he was able to get free, only having to pay a fine of $2,500 USD. Now, some other sources claim it was $1,900, but the point is he only had to pay around $2,000, not close to the $10,000 fine, and was completely able to avoid jail time.
I was assuming it has something to do with children, but I didn't know that this nigga had 100. That's insane. That's actually insane. I don't even have 100 CDs on my shelf of video games, PS2 games, Wii games. I don't even think I have 100 video games in my shelf right there. Imagine replacing every disc that's over there with CP. That's actually, nah, bro. That's crazy. Nah, bro. 100. I just can't get over 100, nigga. 100.
Nonetheless, the 47-year-old was found indicted of possession of it and owning these DVDs as well as purchasing them since July of 2015.
He just looks the type, bro.
And they were able to find this in his office in Tokyo. And what I find to be almost as concerning as the crimes he committed was the fact that none of this was considered illegal until 2015. To put that in perspective, the United States, in order to protect children from sexual exploitation, passed its first piece of legislation against this, banning CP all the way back in 1977.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna speak on Japan too much because I like too much of the culture from there, but look, lollies exist for a reason, gang.
I'm honestly not even all that shocked, sadly, considering the sheer amount of lolly things that exist in
I swear to God, this video was 2 years ago and all of this can still apply to this day. All I'm gonna say about lolly is this, bro. I don't care if there's little kids in anime. I care if you start sexualizing the you know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care what age that lolly is supposed to be. The minute you start sexualizing the lolly, that's where I gotta chop you off, gang.
Japan, but that's I don't even want to get into that topic. The man who created one of the defining series of his generation and would go on to mentor the most successful and iconic author in all of manga, completely has had his legacy destroyed because of his incorrect actions. In fact, it was to the point that when my little brother heard about the author of Rurouni Kenshin, that was one of the first things he's brought up. My brother has never read Rurouni Kenshin yet. And so it's one of those things.
See, okay, this happened in 2017. I was 17 years old. I was binge watching One Piece. So I had 17. No, I was in my senior year of high school. Yeah, no, I was still binge watching One Piece at 2017. Yeah, I was all on One Piece and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Look, bro, I didn't really have unrestricted access to the internet until I got to college. So until after I left high school, that's when I finally got my first actual computer. So, until then, bro, I just had an illegal website that let me pirate a bunch of anime. Nah, bro, I had never heard of this. Like, I kind of want to like call one of my like anime nerd friends and see what they say, because I literally have never heard this. I don't know how I've never heard about this. But to be fair, Rurouni Kenshin, I've never really like, I knew of it, but I was never really too interested in getting into it. Like, I was more focused on One Piece and JoJo's and all of that.
Where despite the great legacy he would have had, his actions have caused his reputation to be forever ruined.
That's crazy.
Now, this sort of brings up a little bit of an interesting discussion regarding separating the art from the artist. Now, me personally, I don't believe in drawing that line for other people, because if I'm going to be brutally honest, I think people are really willing to draw that line until it's something that they really enjoy or their favorite thing ever. There are countless examples of this in music industry, the filmmaking industry, as well as other forms of entertainment.
Damn, Tom Hanks went down crazy.
That have had very influential people be accused or charged of very serious things.
See, the issue that I have with this whole separating the art from the artist thing is, I ain't gonna lie, it depends. Like, it's a case by case kind of thing. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take R. Kelly for example, bro. It's fuck R. Kelly until the day I die. You know what I mean? That nigga was pissing on minors. You're crazy. But I'm not gonna lie, I might do a little shimmy shimmy y'all whenever Step in the Name of Love comes on. I can't help it. But at the same time, you know what I mean? At the same time, I'm not doing it. I'm not seeking. I'm not gonna like support. I don't want to support the dude, but I can't act like everything he's ever made is suddenly trash. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. I can't lie to myself in that like it's not a good song. Just like how I was enjoying the little bit of Rurouni Kenshin that I've seen. I can't act like I wasn't enjoying it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just depends on the person, for real. Cause like, it's some people where it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I want to say it's a case by case basis, but then it's like, where's the line at, you know? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because there's genuinely talented people who just go on to do insanely shitty things, and it's a moral dilemma. It's like, damn, I want to enjoy this art, but like, this nigga is a weirdo. This nigga is a pred. Like, I can't consume this with a clear conscience. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And yet that has not stopped the consumption of their art. Let's just say it wasn't...
I think it absolutely has to be cut off if you get to the point where you're starting to blindly defend the person. Like, if you are defending it, like, let's say I listen to an R. Kelly song, right, and somebody like presses me on that, I'm not gonna pretend like it's not justified for him to be upset with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and act like, what are you talking about? The song doesn't have anything to do with that. Like, no, I understand why you feel that way. You know, I don't know, bro. I feel like once you start like defending it, that's when it starts getting wild.
The author of Rurouni Kenshin, let's just say it was Kubo, Oda, or Kishimoto. I pray to God that this never happens. But say one day news were to break out that one of them did something incredibly controversial, problematic, or just downright criminal.
If Oda or any other of the GOATs did some insane shit like that, I probably would be shattered. I probably would be in tears, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I probably would be shattered and in tears. I'm not gonna lie.
I doubt anybody would really be stopping the consumption of their series, and if some people did, I doubt they would do so quietly. They would do it publicly on social media so they look morally upstanding. Now,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, you know, if Oda did something like that, bro, it'd be fuck him. But I'm still gonna quietly watch One Piece. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I gotta see what happens.
Let me clarify. That's just my personal stance on separating the art from the artist. I think it can be done, but if you personally aren't comfortable with doing it so regarding certain things, that's totally respectable.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I can understand a piece of art being objectively good and you want to consume it, but you have to be able to understand that some people are gonna be upset with you doing that, and you can't be mad at them for being upset at you. That's kind of where I ended up in my train of thought.
Nonetheless, I found it incredibly disturbing when I looked into the information regarding what the author of Rurouni Kenshin had done, as I was somewhat aware of it, but I wasn't sure if he had gone to prison or not. And the part of it that concerned me the most was the laws in Japan. The fact that the punishment was very little, only a year in prison and a fine of 10,000 USD.
He didn't even pay that.
He got away with only paying $2.5 grand. And on top of all of that, the fact that this wasn't banned until 2015 is the most concerning part.
Yeah, that is
I don't
insane.
even want to imagine all of the cases and people that could have been participating in this before the year of 2015. And
yeah, I didn't even think about that. Imagine all the people who probably got caught with that stuff, but since it wasn't a chargeable offense until 2015, they just said, just hide that. Like what? Oh my god, bro.
completely got away scot-free, since that's something they couldn't be charged for. Now, as to what Watsuki's been up to recently, I believe he's continued Rurouni Kenshin, adding some side story spin-offs, and on top of all of that, Rurouni Kenshin will be getting an anime remake done by Leiden Films.
I was watching the animated remake, and it's...
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Leiden Films was the one responsible for the Berserk 2016
Oh, they're doing fine with the Rurouni Kenshin so far.
adaptation, but I could be mistaken on that, so don't quote me. No,
Okay, yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, they are doing perfectly fine with the they did perfectly fine with the Rurouni Kenshin anime, bro. Yeah, we're not gonna speak about that Berserk anime. Whoa, whew. That was crazy. Yeah, we're not gonna speak on that. I still want another studio to at least try to animate the Black Swordsman arc of Berserk, bro. But I don't think we're gonna get it. We're just gonna keep getting rehashes of Egg of the King, bro. And I'm like, I can only watch Griffith betray Guts and then assault Casca so many times before I'm like, all right, what's next? You know what I'm saying?
nonetheless, I think it's a massive shame that one of the most influential and popular series of the 90s that would go on to have an even bigger impact in the manga industry due to its ties to its most successful author will forever be tied to such a terrible thing.
Yeah, bro, that's sad. I ain't know it was like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't know it was that bad. 100 discs. No, bro.